numbers do we want to see? Do you go over, have questions about? Show me on your hand, hands. So I'm seeing 2s, I'm seeing 4s. I saw like 1 5. And I saw a couple 5s and I saw a couple 3s. So for everyone, 3, would you rather 3 or 5? Okay, so, we're going to say 2 or 5. Alright, so for number 2, we had to find the slope. So this is going back to what we were just doing not long ago. Doing our slope formula. So we have 3 minus a negative 2 over 2 minus a negative 3. Remember, you're always subtracting no matter what, and these are negative. So when you put this together, you should get a positive 5 over a positive 5, which is going to be positive 4. Remember that you could also be double checking these in decimals, putting in the points, counting the distance. Questions on that? Number 4, this is similar to, there was a test question like this, / some ones we did in the review like this. So the Buffalo Bills scored 24 more than twice the number of points which the Miami Dolphins scored. Altogether, the team scored 66 points. How many did each team score? So we need like 2 variables. Let's call this B and N. For number of points, and we know specifically in that first sentence, the Buffalo Bills scored 24 more than twice the number of points Miami Dolphins scored. So, B equals 24 more than twice the number of points would be 24 plus 2M. We know altogether the team scored 66 points, so if I were to add the 2 together, I would get 66. And then I'm going to take this equation for B and put it in. So that I put my B equation in, and I also have my M. And now I can start to solve. So 66 equals 24 plus 3M. Get rid of 24. 42 equals 3M, and then divide. What was M? What would be M? What'd you get?
Where did that M come from?
What M?
The one like over there. And it says 24 plus 2M plus M. The last M.
This last M?
Yeah.
But I'm partially
Yeah.
right. But I'm partially right.
Oh.
No, partially don't count. But there's still.
So the Miami Dolphins scored 14 points. Then we just need to figure out how many points the Buffalo Bills scored. So you can do that a couple different ways. You can either put 14 back in here, or you can put it back in here. So either or, it doesn't matter. So let's say I put it back in this one. means the Buffalo Bills would have scored 42 points.
No,
It's right there.
it's
It's wrong.
no, I
You were
know,
wrong.
but my equation
No,
is there.
you were
It's
wrong.
there.
You're wrong.
It's there.
You were wrong.
Mm-mm.
We want to have a class discussion about it.
No,
Yes, 'cause
no, it's because I partially of
He's
that.
saying partially
in
like
my
it counts. He
game,
got 11.
right?
There's no
No.
11 up there.
11.
You
How
got
did I get it?
11.
I got 21.
Oh.
But it's part. My equation's part of that.
Okay.
I didn't get complete.
Okay.
But-
But you know where you went wrong.
Yes.
Yes. So
And-
that's all that
exactly.
matters. Yes. Correct. Yes.
66 minus 14 equals 52.
No, it doesn't.
Wait. No, it's
Yes. Sorry.
Wait.
But okay. Besides
Wait,
that.
can you keep it there?
Yes.
Wait, so we read all of it?
Boy.
it was unfair. How is this supposed to
Wait, how are we supposed to put all
I had to guess like half of the boxes.
This story.
Yes.
We just like write the equation and then how we got there and then the points.
So
Can I take a picture
you
of
can
that?
always switch this with number 5.
Oh,
Mister, can I take a picture of that?
You can go back to the recording and see it later.
Really? You can do that?
Camera.
Do what?
Switch.
Yeah. So some of you guys do that all the time. As long as you write which number it is, it's fine.
Right.
If you need more space, like, yeah. Alright, for number 5, what's the first step? Yes, cross multiply. So this would be 3 times x plus 1 equals 2 times x minus 3. If you did not cross multiply, bless you, you need to restart this. So 3x plus 3 equals 2x minus 6. Here, just looking at this, how many solutions are we going to have?
2.
one.
So in these, you can have 1, infinitely many, or none. So if I were to subtract 2x to the other side and subtract 3 to the other side, we have x equals negative 9.
This story. I put 2 first. Does that matter?
Oh, like you put this one?
Yeah.
Here? No, that doesn't.
Okay.
Questions on either of those?
I don't know.
Trying to hear about this.
Okay.
So we need to finish our intercept notes, and there's one last thing we have to do. So go on to your intercept notes. I'll leave this here for like 30 more seconds, and then we're moving on.
Huh?
If we have time at the end, I'll come back. Find the page in your notes that look like this. So I mentioned on Tuesday that there was one more way of solving algebraically that I need to show you when it's not in. So this up. So the concept is the same. First, does anyone need another copy of it? Melissa, you need those ones?
Yes, please.
There's no
Didn't quite find it, but I finished the notes. Because I went home and I did. I did.
The way.
It's
Why did
because I took my binder.
Anyone else need a copy of those notes?
I did.
Do you understand? Kasi tayo kasi
Alright, the concept is the same. We're still replacing variables with zeros to solve for the other thing. It just looks different. We do not need to convert this to slope-intercept form. That would be extra work. You would solve this just as is. So let's say we're solving for our x-intercept first. Y has to be 0. So we're going to put 0 in for y. And then solve. So this would become 0. I'm just going to drop that so that we can divide both sides by 8.
Can we just straight write the equation like 8x equals 24?
We're going to get to that part.
Wait, miss.
How would we write that as an ordered pair? How would you write that as an ordered pair?
3 zeros.
3 zeros. Okay. So yes, you can skip some steps, but not all of them. You still have to show that you put 0 in. Sam.
Oh, because we I see.
So if you show that you put 0 in, so now if we're solving for y, I would put 0 in for x. If you want to skip writing that this would become 0 and go straight into the 3y equals 24 and start dividing, that is okay. But you have to show that you put 0 in. That's the whole point. Showing that you know how to solve for the intercepts. So it would be 0, 8. Let's do number 2. Same concept. If I'm putting 0 in for y here, I'm sorry, that'll be for the opposite. It's just going to be the 4x equals 8, and then you can solve to the x equals 2. So that would be 2, 0. But if we were doing the opposite and solving for y, and we put the 0 in, we have our answer. Y equals 8. We don't need to solve for anything. So if you get something like that where there's not something to solve, that is your intercept. Or part of it. Look at numbers 3 through 10. Find any others you want to see, do go over, have questions about. 4. Any others?
Wait, I'm sorry, because it's for number 5. How do you find the y?
Okay, we'll do number 5. And then 6 will be similar. Okay, so let's do those two. So for number 4, if we're putting 0 in for the y, we have our answer, x equals 56. This would be an extreme intercept. This is not something we would see constantly. But our intercepts can be big, it depends on the function. And then same thing for our y-intercept, put 0 in for x. so that y equals and we would write that as 0, 8. It's pure coincidence that all of these are 0, 8. I did not make these up. For problems that look like this, 5 and 6, it's giving you the x-intercept. That is your x-intercept. So that would be negative 1, 0. Now for your y-intercept, if this is a x equals, so I'm going to write box up here. If this is an x equals, this is a vertical line. So I'm going to draw like a graph really quickly just to show you what this would look like. Is this ever going to cross the y-axis? No. So you can put none, NA, doesn't exist. Don't put 0. Because that would mean there's a y-intercept at 0. So we don't want to put 0, but you could put none, NA doesn't exist. So then the opposite would be true for number 6. Do we have any others we want to see you go over and have questions about? Melissa.
For questions like these, on the test, are you like looking for making sure we have the -1, parentheses -1 and 0 and x equals, or can we just have one or the other?
So in something like this, you would need to tell me which is which, because I don't know if you know that this is for the y and this is for the x, or did you switch them? So make sure you label them. And then for the other one, share your work. Okay. Other questions? So for the remainder of class, I'm going to give you guys time to practice. So you can be practicing in the notes you have. Disregard numbers 15 through 18 on this page. But you can practice any of these in these notes that we skipped over. You can be working on delta math, on x and y intercepts, the slope if you haven't finished that. Use Desmos. These work the same as the intercepts you were doing on Tuesday. If you put this in, it will show you where the intercepts are. So use each other, use your notes, use Desmos, use your calculator, do delta math, do practice. Let me know if you have any questions.